Hey, if I could have your attention for a minute. I don't know if this is gonna. There we go. Hey, just for a couple minutes, if I could have your attention. First of all, I wanted to start with some introductions and some people that are very instrumental at the sheriff's office in getting things done. Some of you backseaters probably have seen them in action out there. So I'm not sure where Chief Deputy Dave Methusalem is. Where's Dave? Come on up here, Dave. Just stand up here a little bit so I can see you. Where to? It's right here. So just stay right here. So Dave is actually not on live on patrol, but that's because he actually has to keep the sheriff's office running. You know, when I'm out playing deputy out there. So he's been with me for many years, former director of the Minnesota Police and Peace Officers Association, second smartest man at the sheriff's office, second smartest. Number one is sitting back in the corner. Stand up, Kyle Meestead. Kyle Meestead back there. Smartest man. Come on, look right there. Stay up, stay on your feet, Kyle. Kyle Meestead is the smartest man, and he's the undersheriff of our administrative services. Also serves as our chief of staff.
I'm over for second place.
Second, yeah, I'm over second place. Second smartest guy. Undersheriff, now known as Thunder Sheriff Mike Martin, okay, of course, is a fan. Come on up here, Mike. Thunder Sheriff Mike Martin. And Mike has an amazing resume of, he's president of the Midwest Gang Investigators Association. He worked for a department on the west side of the river that he forgot the name of, but worked for emergency management at the University of Minnesota. Just a plethora of qualifications, and we're very lucky to have him. He heads up our apprehension efforts as well. Jeff Ramaker, Jeff, stand right there and wave your hand. Jeff is the chief of 7 suburban areas and does an amazing job, and we're very, very, very lucky to have him. How many years have you been on now, Jeffrey?
28th season.
28th season. So if you live in those 7 suburban cities, you're going to run into deputies that work for Undersheriff, Jeff Ramaker. So probably one of my favorite people of all time is Chai-Nu Lee. Chai-Nu, where are you, buddy? Right, Chai-Nu Lee. So Chai-Nu is the Undersheriff of the Courts Division. And the Courts Division services all the needs of the judges. Turn around and greet your friends there.
Hello, everybody.
So how old are you now, Chai-Nu?
The real age?
Yeah.
The fake age.
Really?
41.
41. So guess how old he was when I first met him? Huh? 8 years old. 8 years old. We were putting together a Cub Scout pack at the McDonough Housing Project, and guess who was there? And you see that smiley face there? I got video of that 8-year-old smiley face. It hasn't changed a bit. And so we became friends. And my wife here, I might mention her later, but my wife was videotaping him, and he just blossomed into, well, a volunteer, a deputy, and now he's the highest ranking Hmong deputy in the state of Minnesota, Chai-Nu Lee. So very proud of him. You're all aware that Bill Finney just retired here last month. I thought he might stop in, but I just want to honor him by saying what an amazing part of the team he was as well. So a couple other people, I don't think Angie is here, is she, Dave? Who's in charge of the jail? Well, Billy Burkhardt, come on up here for a minute then, because you're going to take her place. Let's just face it, folks, the hardest, you don't see this on Live on Patrol, but the hardest job we have is maintaining the jail. And Billy Burkhardt has been one of our correctional officers from the beginning. He works for the administration there, who Andy's not here. But I'll tell you what, I can't thank those other correctional officers that are here in the audience. Thank you so much. And wait, are you nervous? I'm going to call on you? Yeah. Wasn't expected. Well, they deserve a ton of credit for everything that they do. Darren McDonald is in the back there. Darren, come on up here front. Oh, there he is, right there. Darren McDonald is one of our assistants there. Darren's working with the Somali community. Fahia, you have to make sure. Basaso, I know. And he's been doing an amazing job helping us there as well. So Mike Whistler's here. Inspector Mike Whistler, come on up. Come on up there, Mike Whistler. I want you to be able to say hi to these guys afterward. Daryl Gillette is not here, but there is a rock star working for us now that runs our youth programs. So just another amazing individual. Help me out if I miss some people here that are here from our... Steve Lyden's here. Where's Steve Lyden? Steve Lyden extraordinaire. Director Steve Lyden. Just does an amazing job. Now, okay, let's just face it. These are great administrators. We got an amazing team. But the people that do the work, the real work, are standing in this audience. And I'll tell you what, this job the last 4 years has become far, far more difficult than it ever was before. And part of Live on Patrol's mission is to humanize deputies, and hopefully people have a positive image of us. But going out on the street and arresting bad guys is not an easy job. Where is Rev Spencer yet? He's pulling up outside. Well, when you fight crime, there's 3 prongs to it: prevention, intervention, and of course suppression or law enforcement. And we try to do all 3 at once. And I'm going to tell you that young men and women in this audience here, and I'm going to have them raise their hand in a minute, have reduced crime over the past 3 years by numbers that have never, ever been seen before. It is the greatest reduction in crime. And you are, I hate to say it, you're 7 times more likely to get carjacked in the city of Minneapolis than you are in the city of St. Paul. You are 3 times more likely, that's per capita also, by the way, you're 3 times more likely to get robbed or have your car stolen in the city of Minneapolis. And those numbers of 75% reduction in 3 years are very simply because of the great work that's gone on here. So on the suppression end, I want our CAT team members, come on up here. Come on up here, CAT team members. Bring in Kyle Williams too out there. Just have him come up. Come on up. Here's King's out there. Sergeant Tom, come over here, Thomas. Sergeant Thomas Siegelstrom here is a big sergeant, and Pat Scott, who you all know. And these are the guys that deserve the credit. Joe Kill, okay, and you all know Joe Kill took a bullet. Joe Kill took a bullet into his vest here a few months back and returned and is doing an amazing job. Get our gun unit up here too. Come on, ladies. Sparkses, Sarah, come on up here. They're part of this unit. Come all the way up here. Come on, Ashley. Come on, right up. Nicole, come on up here. And so what we've done is some of the CAT members have worked on developing a strategy to reduce guns and to address less lethal shootings. And I will tell you the results have been amazing. I'm probably going to make Nicole talk, don't you think, Ashley? No, a little bit. No, I'm not going to. Sarah, where are you going? Anyhow, there are others. Rich Altieri, you're out there. What are you doing? Get up here. Come on, Rich. There are others in the audience too that deserve credits. Not just the CAT team, but and let me just say this about fighting crime. If you want to reduce, I'm going to talk about you in a minute, Rev. You're almost up. I was going to go with you first, but you were late. If you want to reduce crime, in addition to prevention, intervention, and suppression, you need to go after the career criminals, the repeat offenders. Those are the people that this team goes after. And you have to have every tool in the toolbox to reduce them. I will tell you that's the reason that crime is down, is because it's not because somebody's handing out pamphlets. You might have read that, and it's kind of an inside joke. It's because they're arresting people, and sometimes you have to pursue smart pursuit to bring them to justice. So the number of arrests, I would say, what 5 a week, Rich, in terms of over the years, over 4 years. I mean, we are talking about hundreds and hundreds of arrests that this team has made. And the investigations have led to fruitful recovery of guns, etc. Now, for those that say, well, we shouldn't be arresting kids, we should just, take them home and tell their mom they did a bad thing. Here's what I will say. I spent half of my career in juvenile justice. Ran the juvenile unit at St. Paul. You can't help children until you catch them. You can't help them until you catch them. And so what we do is we have an intervention project, and this guy here, Kyle Williams, raise your hand, Kyle. He's one of the guys that works with the families. He goes out there, and he does it. Now, Tyrone Terrell was here. I don't think Tyrone is still here, but Tyrone is the other part. We work with the African American Leadership Council on addressing the families, and so does Rich Altieri. So you got to catch them to help them, and then once you try to help them, you got to find a solution that can restore them. Well, obviously, a lot of the resources have been eliminated, but we still work it the best we can. So on the prevention side, we got Rev. Where's Andre? Michi's here. Come on up here, you guys. Come on up here. Come on, Rev. These guys are out. Where's Michi? There's Michi. These guys are out in the field. Turn around. Turn around. These guys are out in the field working with kids at the playgrounds every single day. And they do amazing work. Well, you've seen Rev on Live on Patrol, right? We haven't, I think we brought Andre on there one time, or no?
About 3 times.
3 times, yeah. And these are amazing stories because Michi and Andre live the life that these 15-year-olds are living now. They know the path that they're on. How many times did I chase you, Rev?
Red.
Andre.
About 15 times.
15 times. You're 15 times.
But when I ran through you, Finney was on the other side.
Yeah, there you go. Pat Scott was on the other side too.
He let me go.
He let you go. And Michi and I go way back, when he was, I actually coached him in basketball back in 1980 when he was part of a group called the Knights for Life. Remember that?
Yes, sir.
And he was leading down the wrong path. And I got to be honest with you, guys like this I respect because Star Wars found God. He sends me scripture every single morning, and that's amazing. And Michi found success and prosperity. And how many times have you been shot?
9 times at one time.
9 times. Michi's been shot 9 times, but he's completely turned his life around as well. So these are the kind of guys that I'm really proud of. And their spiritual guide to this success has been Rev Darrell Spence. Can't say enough great things about him. So the job you're doing is amazing on the prevention side. So I want to bring Kaku up. Where's Kaku? Kaku, come on up here. So, you know that things out there. So let's just face it. I started a 20-year love affair with the Hmong community when I started working with Chinu, and my wife and I together worked in. By the way, smartest woman I have ever met. Only made one mistake in her life. Well, you know what that was. Smartest woman, and what a partner, what the whole, I've run in 13 elections, folks, you know how miserable that can be, and to have a partner that supported me and been there, and she is the brains behind the operation all the time, but so we worked with the Hmong community for 20 years, her and I, and that was a great experience, starting back when Chinu, where's Chinu now? When he was little, but come up here, Chinu. So Chinu works for the sheriff's office, and one of our initiatives now is to work with the Karen community. We work with the Somali community closely, and then of course now with the Karen community. And so Well, actually, I want you to tell the story. This is how it all passes on. How you met Kaku, and this kid is amazing. This Kaku kid is just amazing. How many social media followers you got on your second page? 480,000 or something. That's very good, man. Tell the story about Kaku. Talk
Sure.
close to the microphone.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest thing about this leadership, and especially with Bob, is the prevention piece, right? Like, you don't see that line of leadership elsewhere where the investment is to the future for those kids who haven't been in trouble yet. And I came into the inspector position taking on some of those initiatives, going out to the community, working prevention work, hosting basketball games, and it's the real piece of the work. Part of what we do is go out there and find in the community to see what the needs are, and obviously with the Karen immigrant fluctuating, just like the Hmong community back in the 1970s with the whole Vietnam War, the similar wave is happening with the Karen community, and let alone we don't have a lot of Karen language speaking staff members, and so we went out in the community and tried to find a language speaking person, and thankfully we ran into Kaku. He came in as a volunteer, worked at Wendy's, and barely could buy a air conditioner for his house. He was the primary head of the household. He was the primary breadwinner, supporting mom, dad, who couldn't get a job because of language barriers, an older brother, a sister with the kid, all off of a Wendy's job. And so to help him, we went out, got an air conditioner, plugged it in his house, and from then a friendship was formed, and we have a huge asset and friend to the sheriff's office.
Talk about he's the deputy now. Talk a little
Yeah. So more recently, Kaku started. His language wasn't very good, and he was trying to get jobs elsewhere, and we were kind of coaching him, putting him through classes. He was struggling with trying to become a law enforcement officer. That's what he wanted to do. And in the process, with all the help and coach of a lot of people in the Ramsey County Sheriff's Office, kind of guiding him into the right direction, he got involved with the reserve program, our community service officer programs, and eventually he just got sworn in a couple weeks ago as the first Karen deputy to serve in the Ramsey County Sheriff's Office. So history in the making with Kaku as well too. So we're very proud to have him.
Yeah, it's an amazing story. Don't go anywhere, you guys. And of course, Jeremy Bolin headed up our water patrol. Jeremy, raise your hand there for a little bit. He headed up our water patrol for many years. He's now a commander. We kind of moved him over there. There's a lot of great people at the sheriff's office, and I'm proud to just be the sheriff. But it really is easy with this crew that we have in front and other people that are in this audience. So I wanted to introduce them so when you can kind of thank them. When you see them, just tell them thanks for what you're doing. Again, hardest job in the world is working in the jail. Second hardest is going out and chasing bad guys at 110 miles an hour and bringing them to justice. And there's risk. There's risk to this job that this group has accepted. And it's risky for me to work with Pat Scott too, so I don't know. That's not why it's risky. Actually, truth be known, when we started live on patrol, my wife, what'd you tell me, Chris?
You gotta find a partner.
You gotta find a partner because it's too dangerous out there. So I found Pat Scott. I found Pat Scott, and obviously it's been a great partnership. And if anybody's got my back in this business, it's Pat Scott. And he's not afraid to drop the hammer if a guy is going to do some danger to me. And so we thank you, Pat, for your service. So anyhow, I wanted to just introduce, I'm not going to say much more. I saw Denny Flaherty back there. Denny Flaherty, where the heck are you? Come on, Denny Flaherty. He's at the bar? Oh, he left to go to the bar. Omar Jamal is, raise your hand, Omar. Omar Jamal's been our Somali liaison, and we appreciate him. I'm sorry, there's no time for you to talk. So, she's joking. She's joking. All right, well, let's have a little fun. Thank you for being here, and make sure you mingle a little bit and thank these guys for all your work. I thank you for being here. I'm quite honored by the turnout. It's frankly amazing. Yes. Huh? Where's Joe Kell? Where's Hot Dog Joe? Hot Dog Joe, stand up there. Everybody be sure to say hi to Hot Dog Joe. Hot Dog Joe. Hot Dog Joe. Hot Dog Joe and I, hold on. Hot Dog Joe and I have been friends for like 40 years, but we reconnected during COVID when he called the helpline. My wife had volunteered to help at the helpline, and she hooked him up with some services, and he's doing pretty good, right, Joe?
I want to thank you, Bob.
Well, you're very welcome.
Thanks for the community buying all the hot dogs.
Yeah, thank you. She wants to thank you for buying all the hot dogs. So come over and say hi to Hot Dog Joe. Have a good night. Thanks for being here.